Welcome into Tennessee Titans today. I am Tom Downey. I've got some training camp news, notes, updates, takeaways, insert whatever noun you want here, coming out of joint practice earlier today with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. First, a roster move, as we knew was going to come. One of them, at least. Briley Moore has been released by the organization to make room as part of the Tyree Gillespie trade. We also know the full details on that trade, a conditional seventh round pick in 2024. We broke down that news before ESPN even thought about sending out a tweet for it. Broke it down here. This is what the video looks like. You watched it, I'm sure, because you're subscribed to Titans Today. If you're not, get that changed. Hit the big red button and subscribe. Bad news here, folks. We are behind a little bit more than I think we would like to be in the sub-battle here. We are last among all the NFL teams at Chat Sports in subs, behind Vikings now, behind Ravens Rundown, Falcons Today, Saints now. Let's change it. Hit that big red button and sub right now. Let's talk now about Treylon Burks, the latest on the first-round pick from the Tennessee Titans, who I will emphasize this again, I am not panicking nearly as much as I'm going to say some of the fantasy people might be from that standpoint. He had a strong start in joint practice today against the Buccaneers. Several big catches, the 50-yarder, the one-handed grab. And then, because we can't quite have 100% positivity all the way on Burks, he did leave early with a trainer, which we don't have the full details on that. We know how head coach Mike Vrabel likes to never, ever, ever share actual information. I'm not panicking too much. He walked off under his own power, maybe tweaked something a little bit. We will monitor that throughout the week. But Tennessee needs a good and strong and impactful Treylon Burks in year one. He was very productive at Arkansas, was the first-round pick, and I think this organization, Mike Vrabel in particular, is going to really, really push Burks to get everything possible out of him in terms of this overall organization. I don't think they're going to make life easy on him. They're going to push and push and push. Kind of like, as an example, what we saw Kyle Shanahan and the Niners do with Brandon Ayuk. Not make it easy on him at all, but this team needs him. So I hope he's okay. I think he's going to be. I'm also not nearly as panicky as much as other players are right now, or other people out there are on Treylon Burks. But make no mistake, look, we know this receiving room is Robert Woods, Burks, NWI, Kyle Phillips can be your slot receiver, but, man, you need Burks. You need him to be a star for you, because fair or not, he's always going to be compared, in the end, to A.J. Brown. Now, that's not fair, but that's the reality when the pick you traded away to get Burks was used as part of the A.J. Brown trade. So what is your confidence level in the Titans' first-round pick? Scale us for me 1 to 100. 1, the low end, 100, future superstar. This is the pinned comment on today's video, so if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Let's talk Nate Davis now. Some injury notes. 3 different guys we'll discuss here beyond Burks. He left practice early. I don't have the details on that one. I'm going to assume minor unless told otherwise, which I think should be the mindset of everybody here watching, which is important because you need him out there. You've got enough concerns on the offensive line at left guard and right tackle than to be worrying about Nate Davis as well. Kristian DiLauro also nicked up. He left practice, the joint practice as well. He's one of your backup offensive linemen, so not nearly as concerning on that front. And then the good news, Amani Hooker was at least back at practice a little bit today. He's missed time, a lot of practice as of late with some undisclosed injury. I'd been concerned like, ooh, they added a bunch of safeties. Is that a red flag? I'm going to guess it's not since Hooker was back at practice today. Very good news on that front. Now, our goal here at Titans Today is 5,000 subscribers before week 1. I think we can get there, but we are running out of time. If we don't get there, might be seeing a new producer. Might not be producer Jack anymore. Then his cats are going to go hungry. It's not what you want. Help producer Jack feed his family. He runs our Titans channel here. Hit that big red button. And by family, I mean his cats, to be clear. Hit that big red button and subscribe. Let's talk about Malik Willis. He is almost a litmus test to an extent of like just how hyped you want to be about a rookie quarterback. There is plenty of pros. Plenty of big plays out of Malik Willis, and also some of the same concerns that we've seen in the past that was on film at Liberty led him to falling to the third round. He was up and down again against the Bucs. Good play, interception. Good play, drop. There's up and downs moments there. He was benched by Mike Vrabel in the middle of the preseason game because he wasn't throwing the football, and that was bore out in his average time to throw. Substantially higher than any other quarterback with at least 10 attempts in that first preseason game. On one hand, 107 yards. 36, I think, was the number, somewhere around the range. Can't remember what it was off the top of my head. Rushing yards, a rushing touchdown. Those moments of, wow, big-time splash plays. He also held the ball too long, would miss the open throw, and then make a more complicated one, which he did constantly at Liberty. Here's what Mike Vrabel had to say in terms of why he benched him. I wanted Malik to throw the ball, and he wasn't, so I put Logan in. We wanted him to rip it, and he didn't. So I'm sure we'll rip it the next time he has an opportunity. It's important to note that, especially with a backup quarterback, teams want consistency. They want stability. 38 rushing yards was the number, by the way. I think I said 36 earlier. There's the correct one. Teams, for evaluating the rest of your roster, especially at receiver, you got to throw the damn football, and you got to throw it somewhat accurately. That is why Willis got benched. He has high-end flashes, high-end traits. The consistency, the processing, the reading of defenses, that's something that's been harped on from Tannehill to the coaching staff, all the way through from head coach to quarterback's coach. Be patient. He needs more time. You're not going to see him, I don't think, this year unless something bad has happened or it's an absolute blowout. But teams don't bench their starter, even in blowouts, very much anymore. So I'm excited about Willis, yes. I think patience is still absolutely needed. So will Malik Willis, when it's all said and done, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, will he be a franchise QB? Y for yes or N for no? Sound off for me in the comments section. Time for some negative news coming out of joint practice. Caleb Farley did not have it today. He's had his moments in the preseason, in camp, in OTAs, etc. Not a great showing out of Farley. Got beat twice pretty badly by admittedly smaller, shiftier receivers, not who will typically be matched up against, but still, it's not what you want to see. Tennessee needs him to step up. And Mike Vrabel didn't mince words in terms of being honest. Here's what he had to say. On first glance, I didn't think it was probably his best day. He had a good day yesterday. I'm going to go watch the tape, but I just didn't see what I saw from yesterday. I saw some things that we need to continue to work on. I will make note, for Farley, this is still kind of his first year. He played in 3 games last year, but he was coming off an injury. Then he got hurt again. So the normal developmental curve is very much further behind where it would normally be. And although I am hyped about Roger McCreary, who can sub in absolutely as cornerback too, I want Farley to be that guy for Tennessee. As I've said before, this Titans secondary, from a youth perspective, with 0 guys outside of Kevin Byard on their second or longer contract, at least the guys that matter, like Lonnie Johnson, I guess kind of at this point, but he was cut already. You have immensely talented young players, but you need them to step up. And Farley is one of the ultimate, X factors on this defense in 2022. So do you believe in him? Type in S for he's going to be a stud, or you can type in D or he's going to be a dud. I still believe in Farley. I'm typing in my S, but I want to hear from you in the comment section. Kristian Fulton, on the positive side, looked awesome. Multiple pass breakups against the Bucs. I know there's no Tom Brady, so factor that in because Kyle Trask ain't it, man. That's pretty clear. Several pass breakups. A slower start coming back from injury for Fulton. He's back on pace. I still think he is one of the most underrated corners in the entire NFL. On a previous video, we did promise some real one shout-outs. Here were the first 5, a.k.a. Bofa. Bofa what? You can fill it in the comments if you want. Omau, Jerome Powell, Justin Tipton, and OG Commander. They were the first 5 to throw in their real ones in the comments section. And it's the end of today's video. You know what that means. If you made it to the end, spam real one for me in the comments section right now. We'll give you some love if you do it as well.